Hi, welcome to the Nikki and Carly show. I'm Nikki,
I'm Carly.
and we're happy to have you. So tonight's show, we're talking about welcome to the show, just about our crazy times at shows. Carly obviously went to the rodeo this weekend, so I love your hat. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
I love hats. I wish we could bring them back.
You know, it is fun. It was fun to wear. Although it takes a lot of getting used to. Like I'm not used to wearing this type of hat, so like every time I would go in and out of a room or something, like I hit my head on the door.
Yeah, you have to
Like
like be aware of your how big your head
every,
is.
you know how embarrassing it is to be in a full bathroom of women and you open your stall door and whack yourself in the forehead where you're like, oh. Because it was after the show and it was packed, because everybody has to go to the bathroom after. So it was just packed. And I mean, I nailed my right in my bill. It's so embarrassing. But anyway, so yes. So I went to a bull riding show this weekend. It was really fun. PBR. Are we live? Can everybody see us? Does everybody see me? Is
I
it
know.
just Nicole? Is it the Nikki and Carly show or is it just Nikki?
Dude, I was so embarrassed last week. I mean, we had Meredith on, and like she looked amazing, and you looked amazing, and we were making fun because I was in a sweatshirt, and you guys are all dressed up, and I'm the only one that you saw the whole time. It was so embarrassing. And
That was
so this week I figured I would like keep dressed before just in case it was just me again.
Do we need to check this? Do I need to pull it up?
Jake's checking right now to make sure. We started
Okay.
without telling him. He was like, well, you're supposed to tell me." I'm like, "Oh, I forgot." We're like, "All right, let's go."
So
So we'll
savvy.
see. You might get the first of this or not. But so yeah, tell us about your week, Carly, because you had a kind of a fun week.
Yeah, we had a busy weekend. It was crazy because like it feels like everything happens at once. Like everything comes in town at once, and you're like, well, which one do I want to go to? Oh,
Yeah.
can't decide. Let's go to them all. So, Mom and I went to. We had a basketball game early in the morning on Saturday, and then we went to the Azalea Festival
Uh huh.
and the bass tournament because they were both like kind of together. So the bass tournament
An
was on
azalea
Friday.
tournament and a bass tournament. I mean, an azalea show and a bass tournament were together.
Yes.
I mean, I
So
guess that makes sense because if your boys are at the bass tournament or girls, and
Well, so well, well, they happened to be at the same time, I guess, the same weekend. But it worked out because the bass tournament was on the water, on the river, and then the Azalea Festival kind of just branched off of it down the main street. So it was really fun because they had all the vendors and they had a couple carnival rides and then all the. I mean, I bought a couple things and we went down to the bass tournament and got to watch all the bass boats were coming in. So it was really cool because at one point I counted like 27 bass boats and these
wow.
things are decked out. Yeah, it was really neat because they're all decked out, all the sponsors on the side and they're and some of them were just flying up because they wanted to make time. So they were like bypassing all the bridge laws and scooting through. Are we all good? I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Are
Yeah.
you frozen?
But anyway, so yeah, we did that, and then on Sunday we went to the PBR, which was really fun. Um, and it's professional bull riding. Ted thought it was the polo,
Yeah,
but
the last week, yeah, we talked about how Ted thought it was polo. He was having like he was dumbing out for a minute.
he said polo. I don't know what it is. What is it? But yeah, it was the professional bull riding, and that was really cool. That was fun. We had good seats, and um, the seats were up there because it was pretty sold out. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, we were pretty high up, and at the top, they get pretty steep. So I'm like super nervous, like, okay, everybody hold on to the railing, like, don't fall. And I have like new glasses, so my depth
Oh,
perception
that's
is
right. Cause
off.
yeah, when you have your new glasses, it's weird. Yeah, look, I have to order new glasses. So these are my $10 readers that I ordered off Amazon.
They're cute.
Yeah.
I did order new glasses. I can't wait to get them in. But anyway, it was super awkward. So um, But it reminded me of a funny story that you have. So you want to go
Oh
ahead and
my
share
gosh,
that
we
really
were
quick?
talking about this with mom because she was like, she's, when you're up there in the top of the stands, it feels so steep. I don't know about you, but I like freak out up there.
Oh, I was definitely panicked for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, I'm all sit back in my seat and stuff because we used to go to Arkansas games and we would sit at the top and I mean you're like high up there.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary, but so we were giggling. Well, mom was mostly giggling because so we went as a family, like all the girls in the family. We went to go see Beauty and the Beast, the play, and we got all dressed up. We went out to lunch and then we went to the show. Well, our seats were up in the balcony and they were up at like I don't know, third or fourth row from the top, like way up at the top. And I could be off, but I remember it was like at the top of the balcony.
We were high.
Yeah, we were really high. And so we came in through the top, um, like the top of the stairs, right? Like the top of the balcony where you had to walk down to get to your row. And so we, so I'm walking my grandmother down. And there was how many of us, do you think? And there's probably 10 of us at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, because it was all the little cousins, our grandmother, my mom, my sister, we were all there, the aunts, so maybe even more than that, maybe closer to 15.
Yeah.
And so we're walking down, I'm walking my grandmother down, and I said, now remember, let me set this back up. They're like the red velvet carpet on the stairs, and I mean, it's a beautiful venue, and we're all dressed, and I have stockings and heels on, and I said, Graham, watch that little step. And with that, I go down on my shins, and my arms are up in the air behind me, and I am now sliding as fast as you can imagine down these stairs. All I can see is the underneath. All I can see is the bottom. And I'm like, ah! And I'm screaming. The show's about to start. The lights were blinking. So now everybody is focused on me because I am screaming and flying down these stairs because I'm at the very top. So I slide all the way down to where the platform is and slide on my knees. And like almost like the wall was like inches from me. And I mean, I thought I was going to die. I thought I'm just going to just swoop right off of this balcony and into the bottom.
The stockings were no joke, too.
No joke.
Legit ones.
Yeah, they were like for real, no friction at all. So there was nothing sliding, like slowing me down. So I now have to get up at the bottom of the stairs, pull my dress down, gather myself because I am totally freaked out. I just thought I was going to die. I just stand back up and walk back up to the top in front of everybody.
You didn't do the walk of shame all the way back up to the top.
Total walk of shame all the way back up to the top. And of course, my whole family is hysterically laughing. There were some concerned citizens that thought I also was going to die. The way I was screaming. So, there was people with concern on their face. Our family's crying. I get to the top, and I'm sitting next to Graham. And I get back to her, and she said, Nick, watch that little step. I was like, old lady, like, are you kidding? I was like, what? She's savage. Savage. That's where our mother gets it. I was like, oh my, I'm sweating, like physically shaking. The show starts. My family's cannot get it together. So they're crying. My aunts are crying, like snorting because they can't get it together.
They couldn't. And they're, the show's starting, so everybody's getting quiet, but we're all still dying laughing. Nobody could get it together. Now we're all sniffling, crying, wiping our tears.
And I'm like, like sweating, like bruises on my shins.
Were bruised, yeah.
It was like, brrr, like I mean, so many. Anyway, I still like when I go to the top, I'm like, oh, you're okay. Just hold on to the handrail. Like you're okay. Like I have to talk myself down. It freaks me out, and I'm not really afraid of heights, so. I'm not afraid of heights. Like I can go high. I just don't like edges. So I don't like unsafe edges is probably what I should say. Like I don't like to go to an edge that's not got a nice little secure gate that somebody competent put in.
Yeah. Well, my husband loves to go up to those, and it'll be like a rickety, like old wood railing, and I'm like, and he'll lean over it. I'm like, what are you? That's like a death trap. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and some of those mountains we go on, like when we go like on family reunions and stuff, and we're up in the mountains hiking, and you're like, that. How long has that fence been there?
Yeah, I know.
And you're like looking down into a ravine, like a cliff. And
Yeah.
Ted's like, let me look. I'm like, okay, okay. And he's a big boy.
Yeah, no, he's not light, and he likes to lean over. No joke.
No, I can't do it. I can't. I'm like,
Holding the railing reminds me because I'm always terrified of stairs now too. Because one time in high school, I was late for class, so I'm running and I had all my books. And this is back when we had like tons of books. Nowadays the kids, I'm like, you got anything to bring home? They're like, no.
I know. I'm
But
like,
I'm
are
like,
you
damn,
lying to me or you just don't have any
I was
books?
hiking around like 8 books, like thick ones too, like inch thick
No
books.
kidding. My back hurt.
Yeah. But
Okay,
I was
let's be real. I
curious.
didn't really go to school very often, so.
Well, I was running late to class and I had a full arm of all my books and all my stuff. And I'm running up the stairs and I hit the last stair and I
Oh.
Supermaned it. I mean, Superman. My books went flying like 30 feet. I was like, shit. Like, I'm so late. Now I have to collect all my papers. People won't help me because they're all running for the bell
Yeah,
too. They're
yeah.
like, peace, Holmes, good luck, hope you make it. Like, I was so embarrassed. So now every time I'm running up the stairs, I'm like, don't miss, don't miss, don't miss.
I fell in the stairs like 2 weeks ago. When I went to bingo, I had to go get my dauber out of the car. This is getting worse. As I'm saying it out loud, it's just getting. Maybe I should
Carry
stop
on.
there. I'm like, oh my gosh, when I was at bingo with my Christmas sweater, what the hell is happening to me? I just had like a reality check just now. I don't get a minute. Anyway, I had to go back out to the car and get my dauber that I keep in the car. Oh, I need a minute. Wow, this happened fast. Okay. So I was coming back in because they were starting. Oh, it's worse. I didn't even want to pay $2 for a new dauber. So, I was like, I'll go back out to the car. It's freezing cold out. So I run out there. So I'm freezing. So I'm running back in to get back upstairs before they start with my dauber. And yeah, and I like totally, so my ankles, I'm still learning them, with the surgery. So
Yeah.
they're way more supportive, but somehow, like, I just haven't gotten that coordination yet with it. It's weird. And
Yeah.
so I totally missed the step and I just ate it, like, bam, like on the steps. Like, I was like, oh shit, did the dauber explode? Like, I can have purple paint all over me. I mean, I just ate it on the stairs and I just like popped up real quick. Like, did anybody see me? I mean, it was so loud. And this one woman totally saw me eat it. And she just kind of gave me like, are you okay? And then like, I didn't see anything. It
You
was
popped
so
up real
embarrassing.
quick. Did you pop up real quick and look around
Oh
like
yeah, totally
all
did.
that?
Yeah. Well, and like my hand was hurting. I was like, ow, ow. But like you're like just because it's cold, so that it hurts more. I'm like, oh, but my pride was definitely hurt. So
Well, that reminds me because then the other thing that we did after we went to the bass tournament and the festival is we went over to the Ravine Gardens. And so mom and I went and we're walking around and we're doing the trails and stuff and it's real like rugged trails. Like there's like knobs, like tree knobs and stuff and
mhm.
broken up concrete and stuff. So I was like, Mom, be careful, watch your step. And like 2 seconds after I say that, we're going up these stairs and I kick it and I trip and like caught myself, luckily. But she goes, watch those steps.
See, that's where
I'm
she
like,
gets it from her
yeah.
mother. It's a generational
And
thing.
she's like mocking me behind me though. Watch those
I
steps.
know.
I'm like, you ass. It was so funny.
I know.
But so we got to go back to the PBR. So we get to the PBR. Our mother, okay, she does not talk anybody down ever, right? She always
Uh-uh.
makes you and I do it. She's like, hey, go see if you can get this for like, whatever.
Yeah.
We're like, come on, Mom, like you make us go play hardball, and she's the one that's always like, oh, you want it for
Oh, like the
$10?
sweet,
Here's
sweet
15.
lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's 15. But then she has us go and talk the little old ladies down at the yard
Yeah.
sales for their, like, antiques that they've had for 50
In
years.
their own yard. She makes me offend them in their own yard. And one
Yeah,
time, Carly,
right.
I talked somebody down. I got the best deal in this boxing, like, stand, and
Yeah.
she was like, Nick, I really want that, but Nicole, I really want that, but I don't want to pay that much for it. And I was like, okay, like, if you really want it, I'll do it. And so I talked, I offended this woman in her own driveway. And I said, Mom, she'll take whatever it was. And Mom's like, oh, do I want it? I was like, what? You are buying,
Got you.
you are buying this box. I'm buying this boxing stand. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Do I really? I have literally offended this woman in her own home. And you're telling
She
me now
does
you
that.
don't want it?
Well, now, okay. So then we're at the PBR and we just pull up, get out of our car. We're trying to get our stuff together, and this guy pulls up on his golf cart, and he's got the carry-on cart in the back. And we're like, okay, yeah, we'll take a ride, but how much do you want for it? He's like, for y'all, I'll do 20. And Ted's like, oh man, he's like, oh, 15. And Mom's like, really? Can you do like 10 or whatever? And she's talking this guy down to 10, and I was like embarrassed. I felt uncomfortable because I'm like, I thought 15 was a good deal for all of us on this thing. And she talked him down, but it was like awkward. I can't remember what she said exactly, but it was so
I'm so
awkward.
proud of her. I think this is
I
the first time
know.
she's ever talked anybody down.
I know. I was so proud of her. So then we get on this car, we're driving up, and Ted goes, you smell that, dude? It smells like burning plastic. And we know what that smells like because we had that with our golf cart at one point
Oh,
where our
no.
wires weren't big enough for it. And so we get there, and the guy opens the thing, and he's like, oh, and Ted's helping him look at it, and he touches it, and he goes, oh, it's this thing right here. Oh, I burnt my finger, right? The guy touched it. And Mom goes, oh, you should always know you lick it before you finger it. I'm like,
Oh!
Mom, stop. I was so embarrassed. I can't take them anywhere. The two of them. And this dude, he's like, he's like, oh shit, that lady just said that. Like, it took him back.
I'm
Like,
crying.
I'm dying. Ted's laughing. I'm like, my kids did not just hear that, Mother. My children are with us. It was so funny. But then when we left the place, of course, we walk out, and Mom's like, hey, he's here. So she runs up to him, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So now I'm like, Mom, I'll pay the guy. I gave him a 20 to take us back. Like, I'm like, just please don't say anything inappropriate. We get in, we're driving, and Ted's talking to him or whatever. Well, then he goes and he pulls out in front of these cars that were going full speed. We literally
Oh my
thought
gosh.
he was gonna die. I was like, oh my gosh. Mom's like, ah! she's in the cart in the back with Dane and Maddox. So she's panicking. She's about to get ran over.
And mom
It was,
is not quiet when you're driving.
no.
She's like, ooh, you're like, what are you doing? Like, I think she reaches over sometimes. I'm like, do not touch the steering wheel. I'm driving. I see them. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh, it was so funny. I'm telling you.
Oh my
can't
gosh.
take
That,
her.
I can't, I wish you would have told me that before so I didn't have to embarrass myself crying over here. Oh gosh. That is
It
so
was
funny.
bad. That poor black man, he's like, that lady just said that to me.
Oh, you disappeared. Oh, there you are.
Oh, there I am. So then we're on our way home from the PBR, right? And Ted's riding in the car. We're in the car, and he goes, "Oh man, now all I need is I need a cowboy hat, a campfire, and some dip." And Mom's in the back seat. She goes, "Oh, what dip do you want? I just got some French onion dip." imagine Dip's at home and Ted and I just spit laugh. I mean, we just can't keep it together. We're like, no, Mom, chewing tobacco.
Oh gosh. I think we should start like a new segment of what did mom do? Like
Oh,
because I feel like she just keeps us on our toes all the time.
she
But then
really
I
does.
do stuff all the time and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that is my mom." Like I
You
just do
are your
stuff.
mother's daughter.
I am my mother's daughter. I I am very much Judy. Which
Hmm.
I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, Judy is an amazing woman and does some amazing things, but man, she
She can do some silly things too.
she
We also, Judy and I saved,
Oh,
we saved a woman this weekend too. Like legit saved her. She was scared because we went to the Ravine Gardens,
yeah.
and it's a big garden, like a big trail that you can walk around. Well, the woman could not find her way out.
Oh
She
gosh, that's
said
so
she
scary.
had been there for hours. She was
Oh
by
my
herself,
gosh.
had no water. She's like, I've seen these things like 3 and 4 times. I know, like I've already been here.
Oh
She's
my
like, I
gosh.
cannot find the way out. She was exhausted. This poor woman. She was mom's age. And so luckily I took a picture of the map before we went in. She's like, I'll be taking a picture of the map next time. Like, yeah. Who
Yeah.
goes on this huge trail without a picture of the map? Like, life lesson. Hard
Yeah.
one to learn because she was exhausted. She's like, we're like, how long have you been out here? And we're kind of chuckling. And mom goes, I mean, it's not funny, but how long have you really been out here? She's like, hours. Hours. We're like, oh shit. We're exhausted after 30 minutes. Like, I
You're,
know this chick's
you're
tired.
like, should we go any further? Oh, we should help this woman out. We should help this
Oh
woman out.
man.
So
But
speaking of the PBR, so Jake didn't do the professional, but he rode bulls when I met him. He rode quite a few bulls, so it was pretty fun to watch him ride bulls.
yeah, I never got to see him, but I did get to see his gear, which was fun because
Yeah, we have it in our case in the front, and it's just fun. Like God, he was so hot. He's still hot.
you need a minute.
I need a minute. but he, but it's funny because when I'm from South Florida, and so we're from South Florida, so I'm beach girl, right? And so when I met Jake, he was from Arkansas, drove a pickup truck, drank Miller Lite out of a can, and chewed tobacco. I was like, all right, he's hot. He had just gotten out of the Navy. So yeah, it was like, and when I brought him home the first time, the whole family came out screaming yeehaw.
Yeah.
I was like, oh gosh, this is my family. If he sticks around, he's really a good one. And he did, he stuck around. But yeah,
Yeah.
so so we went fishing this weekend. It was pretty fun. We took
Those pictures were so cute.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So, Blaze's other grandma got him a fishing pole, and they've been fishing. It's been okay. Our weather's been crazy, so it's been like 9 degrees, and then today it's 70. So, the last 2 weeks since he got his little fishing pole, the weather has been just crazy, sporadic. It's like super cold or beautiful. So they've been
Yeah.
trying to go fishing. I don't know anything about fishing. And so the fish just haven't been biting. So Blaze has no idea what this fishing pole is for. He doesn't understand the concept because he's never seen them catch a fish. So he
Yeah.
just thinks they're just walking around with poles by the water. Like, okay, like this is fun. We're just hanging out by the pond. And so I had a little fishing pole that Emily had and the strings out of it and stuff, but it's like a short one. It's a little princess one. It was perfect size for him. And that thing, I'll tell you what, that thing has caught more fish than anybody else's poles. Like they're expensive
Oh,
poles and all that. That little princess thing, boy, that thing's like pop, 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 just pulling them.
yeah.
But so we went to the pond and I just gave Blaze his little pole and he was like happy as could be because he doesn't know that has to have string and hooks. Like he doesn't know that it has to go in the water. So he's like, I'm just doing what everybody else is doing, just walking around with a pole by the water. And so it was so cute. And he's like, unk, 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 just all about Nate all the time. But
Yeah.
so that was
Did
super
y'all,
fun.
you say you didn't catch anything at all?
No. And he's at one point, he's like, I'm all done. He's like, this has been really fun walking around with our sticks, but I'm done. I'm done. I'm ready to go back. I mean, could you imagine like his view? He's like, oh, we just walk around. Everybody's got a stick, and we're just walking around, like being quiet. Because, like, you know, Logan's like, shh, shh, you know, and he's like, shh. It was so cute. And he said Emily for the first time. It was so cute. He said, Emmy me, Emmy me. And she was like, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. It was so cute. But that was that was super fun. And then, so we had a retreat with my team. So I'm on a real estate team, and there's 8 of us in our team. And it's so funny because these girls are like, I mean, they're like my friends. Like, I love these women. I mean, they're just, they're just such great women, and they're just, God, I can't even say enough about them. I mean, they're just really strong Christian women, and they're a lot of fun, and we come from all different backgrounds, so it's super cool to see us all together and just the things we can talk about and learn. And so it's fun to learn about everybody last night. They probably learned way too much about me because I got the giggles a few times. I could not pull it together. And I'm going to try to get through it without giggling. But, you know, I'm just so used to whenever we go on girls trips, I sleep with you.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, I don't care. Like, I know you're going to cuddle with me. I know you're going to breathe on my neck. Like, I know I'm the little spoon. Like, I know it. That's my role. I'm the little spoon. And that's how we're going to go. And
Big sister, little spoon.
yeah. And so, we were teasing. And we all had, like, matching satin pajamas. Well, listen, I'm premenopausal, so satin is not my friend. Like, it's so cute and everything, but it's hot sometimes. Like, and so I'm so nervous. Okay, I sleepwalk all the time. So I'm terrible. I have these pictures on my wall. My aunt gave them to us, and they're seashell pictures. So they came out of like a hotel. So they're all the same picture. And for 10 years, I've been trying to change the picture out of them, and I haven't because I'm afraid. They're the only thing that cues me that I'm at home. So when I get up out of bed to go walk, I see those pictures. I get to my door, and I go, oh, wait, I'm at home. Right? So that like brings me back. So I'm... And every time I'm in a new place, hotel or somewhere else, I sleepwalk because I'm anxious. And so I never lock the door because if I see the locks on the hotel door, then I know how to get out. So I always make the kids lock it or Jake lock it so I can't see the locks. And so I'm telling my friends this last night. They're like, oh, great. Can't wait to sleep with you. But, like, you know, there's so many things you don't even think about, you know, like I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I try to cuddle with her in the middle of the night, you know, and I forget where I'm at, or if I'm sleepwalking, or, you know, like, God forbid, like, so, of course, we stayed up until, I don't know, after 2, and then after you know, brush your teeth and get ready for bed and stuff, so we ended up laying in bed, my friend and I laid in bed, and we talked until 3 o'clock, and I'm like, I have to stop talking to you, because it's 3 o'clock. Like, I have a big day tomorrow. Like, I had all kinds of stuff to do today. And I was like, I'm at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Like, if I'm up till midnight, I'm like, Jake, what are we going to do tomorrow? Like, I'm like in a panic. And so she fell asleep, I think. I was so afraid to move because I didn't want to wake her up. You know, so I was like trying not to roll over and like trying not to breathe heavy. You know, like you become real conscious about how loud you're breathing. And you're like, do you think she can hear that whistle?
You're like, I'm going to pass out because I'm literally holding my breath.
Yes.
Is she going to know that I'm not breathing? Is she going to know that I'm passed out? Because I'm about to. And then you're like, panic mode. Like, so then you're like, wake them up a little bit.
And then I'm like, can she hear that whistle in my nose? Because I can hear it. It's really loud. You know what I mean? And so now it's like 4 o'clock in the morning before I fall asleep. And, you know, it's like those things. I hate this when you're in bed and you're like, okay, if I go to sleep right now, I'll get 3 hours and 24 minutes. Like, you know, like, and then you're like, okay, if I go to sleep right now, I'll get 2 hours and 27 minutes. And I'm like, and then you're like, how am I still doing math at this time of the night? You know, I've always been good at math. And then you go into this whole thing and you're like, what the hell? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. So, of course, who calls me at 7:30 this morning?
I don't know who.
You called me at 7:30 this morning. All I said was retreat. Retreat. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, retreat. Sorry. My memory has got me. I forgot you were there all in one night.
7:30, yo. 7:30. Because your time is an hour ahead of me, so you've been up for a while.
No, I called you at 9:30. It was 8:30.
No, it was not, because my alarm was set for 8:30. And you called me at 7:30.
Let me check this really quick.
Check it. It was 7:30. I'll tell you exactly it was 7:30. I was like, who the hell is calling me at 7? Oh, it's my sister.
Oh, it was 8:42. That was 7:42.
Like,
my bad.
Yeah. But, it's funny because you just like, you get so used to like your comforts of what you do at night and stuff. It was just so fun. But it was fun. And I'm sure she felt the same. I don't know. She was like, she didn't even move the whole night. So I don't know if she slept or not. Like, I don't know if she was doing the same thing I was doing over there.
That reminds me of Meredith when we went on our
Oh,
and how
yes.
she slept, and she sleeps like a princess. Like, she's sleeping like this.
She sleeps like this. Like with her hands folded under her cheek. And
move.
her hair doesn't move. Like, her face never has wrinkles.
And her face was perfect. Her hair was perfect.
It was like birds were chirping. She's like,
I know.
Good morning. I'm like, good morning. I'm like,
wiping the drool, like, sorry about that on your
oh
pillow.
my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I might have gotten a little on your pillow when I was spooning you.
Don't lift the covers. Don't lift the covers.
So bad.
We'll fight to sleep with Meredith now. Because she's like, she doesn't even move. Her blankets don't even move.
No, she stays perfect. So,
and I have kind of a man voice in the morning when I wake up. Like, it's
Ted gives you a hard time every day.
Such a hard time.
Is Nicole there?
I know, he's such a jerk.
So, speaking of sleepwalking, though, I think you need to share your story about sleepwalking
Oh,
with your
gosh.
your friend's sister.
So embarrassing. So like our girlfriends, our group that we like, our kind of our core group, our best girlfriends, of course, like Carly's been around since she was 11. So, I mean, she just grew up with all of us. And then our other friend, her sister is the same. Like, her sister's younger. She's a little bit older, I think, than you, Carly. But so I've known her since she was a teenager. And so she had her second baby, but she lived in the Carolinas at the time. And so I said, well, I'll come up and I'll help with the baby, So I get there, and her mom and her sister are there. So it was kind of fun. I didn't really have to do much. Her mom was there, and her sister. So I just got to like hold the baby. So that was super fun. And that sweet little baby just turned 18 or 19. How old is she? She just had a birthday last week.
Yeah.
Anyway.
18.
So yeah. So it's a long time ago. This is how long I've been sleepwalking. But so. So I told her, I said, I haven't been sleeping very well, and I said, I get a little weird when I sleep in different places. I'll just sleep on the couch so I don't disturb you. And she was like, Nick, don't be stupid. Just come on, just sleep with me. We're fine. And I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah. Well, Emily was little at the time, and so she would sleep with us, and so I would have to get up in the middle of the night, and I would carry her back to her bed to put her back to sleep in her bed. So apparently I was sleeping, and I thought that she was Emily, and I had come to her side of the bed, and I slid my arms under her body to pick her up.
Can you imagine being like sleeping and this grown-ass woman comes trying to pick you up?
Under your neck. Under your neck and under your butt. Like,
and like so gently trying to caress
right.
underneath, not to wake you up.
Like, not to wake you up. So all of a sudden, I wake up to her stiff body screaming, Nikki, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. And I wake up and my hands are under her body. Like, I know what thought I was doing. But now I'm freaked out because it's not Emily, it's a grown woman. And I've got my hands under her body awkwardly. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. And it's pitch black. I have no idea where I am. And I'm like, I don't know where I'm at. I can't get back to bed. help me get back to my side of the bed. So, of course, I'm up earlier because she was in college. And so I get up early and I'm having coffee and I'm like so nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to confront her this morning. This is so awkward. Like, I didn't just try to molest you in the middle of the night. And she comes down and I'm like, good morning. She's like, good morning. I'm going to need a minute. But I was like, I'm so sorry. I'll sleep on the couch tonight. And she's like, it's fine. I was like, I'm so sorry. I ended up sleeping on the couch because I couldn't do it. I could sleep with her again. Like,
I couldn't either.
I was
No way.
mortified.
Yeah. I would be too.
But I sleepwalk all the time. It's crazy. Like, last time I was, I guess not last time, but when I was at Mom's house, I got up and I woke up at her back door. Like, and trying to get and thank goodness the door was a little like off, like Pop had to fix the lock because it was like jank, and I couldn't get out of the door, and I woke up and I'm like, what am I doing? And it's snowing outside, and they only had, I don't even think they had that little patio out the back yet.
Probably not.
And so if I would have gone out there, I would have gone down the hill, in the mountain, like, yeah, in my pajamas, like way down. I mean, it's pretty scary.
I talk in my sleep. Like, I'm not a sleepwalker, but I talk in my sleep. But one time when I was younger, I used to always fall asleep with my parents. Like, I would fall asleep in Mom's lap watching TV or whatever. We would all be watching TV and I'd fall asleep. Well, they swore that I was like a loud snorer. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I do not snore. Now I'm a teenager. I'm like 12, 13. And I fell asleep and they recorded me. And the next morning they're like, Carly, what is this? Can you tell us what this is? And I'm like, duh, it's a bear. They're like, ah! Like they could not keep it together. And I'm like, because I was all cocky, like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's a bear.
Everybody knows that.
Me. It was totally me. So now I was so self-conscious for so long. I don't think I snore anymore, but maybe
I definitely snore. But and Jake snores. But oddly enough, I was like praying that my friend snored because I was like, oh, I'm never gonna go to sleep unless she's snoring. Like, it's not gonna keep me settled. It's weird. But shoot, I was just gonna tell you something about that. Oh, talking in your sleep. So of course I talk all the time in my sleep. And Jake randomly talks in his sleep, but when he does, he like goes big. Like I was sleeping and he pats me on my chest super hard and fast. And he's like, Nicole! And I'm like, what? And he's like, did you hear that? And I'm like, did I hear what? And then he goes, and he's back to sleep. Like, back to sleep, snoring. And so I wake him up and I'm like, what did I hear? What? And he's like, what? And I'm like, what did you hear? What did you hear? Like if somebody in the house, did something fall? They like, the kids. So now I can't sleep. I'm all jacked up. So I have to go check the house while he's snoring. And then, so one time, wow, we're so derailed, but this is the best. So one time, we're sleeping and he hears something. Like he hears like one of the kids fall out of bed, right? Like your kids, they fall out of bed. So he hears like this big boom and he's like, oh, one of the kids must have fallen out of bed. So he grabs his gun just in case and he's going to go check the house. Well, on the way out of our bedroom, he must have hit the light switch with his shoulder. So he goes and he checks the house. All the kids are sleeping. Everything's locked up. We live in freaking Texas. Like we live in Disneyland, for crying out loud. So he comes walking back and he sees the bedroom light on. So he thinks, oh, she must have woke up when she heard me get up. So, she's going to... So he's coming in anticipating to talk to me. And I'm dead sleep. Like, dead sleep. And he is now like, oh, shit, somebody's in the house. They turn on the lights. And like, why would an intruder turn on the lights? Like, so I'm just sleeping. Like, I act like I'm a princess. Like, I'm sleeping like Meredith. I'm like, ah. Intruder comes in and he's like, I'm out. She great. But so he's like standing over me with the gun and he's screaming and like he always like Nicole, like that's how I knew I'm either in trouble, I did something wrong or something's bad. And so I wake up and I'm like, what? Like, what's happening? And he's standing over me with a gun, all the lights on. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, I didn't turn the lights on. I didn't turn the lights on. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Like, it's not really the lights that woke me up. It's kind of you yelling at me and standing over me with a gun. Like, thank God I trust him wholeheartedly because man standing over me with a gun at 3 o'clock in the morning yelling he didn't turn the lights on. And I'm like, what is happening? You know, he's coming out of that deep sleep. Well, he freaked himself out with that. And so we figured out later that it was he hit the light switch with it. But I'm like, well, that night was shot. So I'm like, even though like I drive him crazy and that he has to come search for me in the house sometimes, the ways that he wakes me up when he's doing it way outweighs it.
Yeah.
One night he woke up. One night he woke up and he's Nicole, and he's running around our bedroom in a circle with his arms swinging like a gorilla. And he's like, I can't feel my arms. Both of his arms fell asleep, and he couldn't feel them. And that's like a freaky feeling when you wake up in the middle of the night and you can't find your arms. You're like, where are my arms? You know, and so he's running in circles, swinging his arms. I can't feel my arms. And then he's like, oh, there they are. And then he just gets back in bed and goes to sleep. I'm like wide awake now. I'm like, I'm up. Like, let's go do something because I'm wide awake.
Ted did that one time to me, but he didn't run around the room. He flopped around the bed with his arms flopping like a fish out of water. Scared the shit out of me. I mean, because I'm dead asleep. It's the middle of the night. And then all of a sudden he just starts flopping and his arms are wailing everywhere. He's like, I can't feel my arms. I can't feel my arms. My arms. And I'm like, Ted, what is happening right now? Why are you waking me up like this?
It's like a for real scary feeling. Like when your arm falls asleep or your leg falls asleep and you can't feel it, like in the middle of the night. When I had my ankle surgery, they gave me a nerve block. Yeah. So my right leg was like, peace out, I feel good. Well, I'll never be more excited. Always get the nerve block. Always. Like, that's my PSA for the night. Always get the nerve block. But I would wake up and be like, oh, where's my leg? Like, I couldn't feel my leg. Because, you know, I'm not moving it. So it was, like, crazy. But yeah, sleeping is so funny. Like, how do you sleep with somebody every night and, like, you think this is a good idea? Like, but now I can't sleep without him. So if I don't hear him breathing and snoring and moving, I get nervous. So, like, he's had the asthma really bad lately. And so he's up every 3 hours doing a breathing treatment. Like, he's having a major asthma attack every 3 to 4 hours. So he has to get up. And so now we're kind of in that rhythm. You know, it's like having a baby. So we're in this rhythm. And then the other night, he slept, like, through the night till, like, 4 o'clock in the morning. Did I sleep through the night? No. Because I'm like, oh, my God. Are you alive? I'm, like, over him. Like, staring at him.
You're, like, feeling him, making sure.
Yeah, I'm, like, under his nose. Like, I'm like, are you alive? You know, like, he's like, could you imagine if I woke up and you were just over me, like.
Why are your fingers in my neck?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all under his like, nose checking to say, like, you know, it's like the first time your baby slept through the night and you go running in to make sure they're okay.
I don't know what that feels like, but yeah. I always hate on my friends who's like, oh yeah, my baby slept through the night at like 3 weeks. I'm like, ooh, the kids won't sleep through the night.
No,
like,
I remember going to the pediatrician and she's the best, freaking love her. She's amazing. She's the best doctor ever. And I remember just being like I feel today on 4 hours, you know, 3.5 hours sleep or whatever. And I said, when do they sleep through the night? And she said, well, how long are they sleeping right now? And I was like, oh, you know, like 3 hours till the next feeding, maybe 4 hours. And she's like, oh, that's sleeping through the night. And I just cried. Like, I just was like, that's it. That's what I have to look forward to. I'm there. This is it. I just cried in the office. I was like, this is all night. This is not all night. So, and I'm afraid to, like, take anything because I'm afraid if he needs me, you know, I'll be like, Father the bride, be dragging me to the emergency room while he's having an asthma attack. I'm all, like, passed out.
He's got to drive you both.
Yeah, he's having an asthma attack. Where's your wife? Oh, she's laying out in the car. It's fine. But so okay, so with Bree, um, we always tease each other about who's taller. I think we've gone over that, and we know it's me because she's not here to defend herself. so, so
Definitely you.
definitely me, not me. She's definitely taller, which is so weird. I mean, like, why? How is she taller than me? But anyway, so one of my friends on our retreat, she has the same kind of concept that I do. Like I'm like tall, and but she's actually like 5'2", maybe. She's gonna cut me if she watches this. She's probably 5'3", 5'2", but she thinks she's like. So she got in the back of the picture, and these girls in that we're retreat on, one's 5'10", one's 5'9" or 5'7" or something. And, I mean, they're all like tall, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm little in comparison, and I'm 5'6", and so she got in the back. I'm like, what are you doing? Like you need to be up here. And I'm like, I'm taller than you. She's like, are you? Yes. Yes. Like 4 inches taller than you. You know, like get up in the front. So we were laughing. And we went upstairs in one of the rooms, had like a measuring board on the wall. And so I was
Yeah.
like, come over here, I'll measure you. And she's like, you're so rude. I hate you. Like you're so mean. And I'm crying. Crying. Like can't pull it together, got the giggles. So this Airbnb was kind of like the outside was weird, but then when you went in, it was super cool. It was decorated really great. So there was
Yeah.
like this little bathroom, this little half bath on the downstairs. And so I go in there and I get in the bathroom and I go and I'm going pee and then I'm like, where's the toilet paper? And so I'm looking for the toilet paper and you can see where the screws used to be to hold the toilet paper. And then I look up. I am not shitting you. It is on the wall. It's probably, if I'm standing, it's this high.
What?
Yeah,
Who
like
does that?
if I'm standing, it's
Were they
at my
worried about
forehead.
flooding?
Dude, and the toilet is 4 feet from the wall. So I'm like, how the hell am I going to reach the toilet paper? So I'm just sitting on the toilet crying because I'm like, Lynn is not going to be able to go to the bathroom. Like, there's no way she's going to be able to reach that. I can't reach it. I mean, you'd have to like stand up and take 2 steps to actually reach the toilet paper. That's how far it was.
That's so funny.
Is that crazy? I'm going to get I wish one of the girls got a picture of it. But thank God there was like some toilet paper on the counter behind me. So I was like, oh gosh, thank you. I can't get
Yeah,
up like
smart doing it.
shuffle around to the toilet. But yeah, it was
Somebody
so funny.
already dribbled in their pants for you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But we were talking about this with somebody, was it Meredith? Where like when you go to the bathroom and this stall is super short, like the door just grazes the toilet, and
Yeah.
you're like, where am I supposed to go? Like how am I supposed to get in here and not touch anything? It's
Yeah.
like a jungle gym. I'm always straddling the toilet, like shimmying.
We talked about that last time, and then I saw a video where they were showing you how they were cutting off the front of the toilet so that the door could shut. Like they were literally sawing it off so they could shut the door. It was so funny. I was like, that's so funny because we just talked about
Yeah,
that.
we just I mean, but it's so awkward, and you've all been there. Like it's always one of those things where you're like, damn it, I don't want to touch this toilet. And you
Yeah.
know it's always the jank ones because they're the ones who didn't do a very good job or cut corners. So it's always like dirty and gross, and you're like, oh, if I didn't have to go so bad. And I'm like shimmying, like, don't touch anything, don't touch anything. I'm really putting a lot of trust in muscles I haven't used in a long time.
You know, I try so hard not to be like judgmental. Like, I was in the bathroom the other day and I went in. First of all, I had to pee so bad. I'm like dying. I'm trying to get to the bathroom. There's this old lady in front of me and she's going so slow. And I'm like, for the love, lady, like, get in the bathroom. Like, I am about to pee my pants. Let me get in there. And I'm in the stall. Well, her feet are like almost under the stall thing. And she had really, bless her heart, I felt really bad for her, but she had like super bad hammer toes. And
Oh
it was
yeah.
like, it was so bad where they were like, all 4 of them were like curling up over her thing. And
Oh.
I'm like, don't look, don't look. Just mind your own, don't look. And I was so like, oh. And then, it's like one of those things where you don't want to look, but you do, because it's like, oh. oh, that's so bad. How does it get like that? I'm just sitting there being like, oh, bless her heart. That's gotta hurt so bad.
Oh gosh. How do you get them in shoes?
That's why she was wearing sandals.
I guess they fit in shoes perfect, right?
Grabs the sandal, the toe part, all her toes grab it. Like,
One time I went into the bathroom and like the cleaning lady was there. So I was like, awesome. Like I love when the cleaning lady's leaving. And so I made my little like nest. You know, you put the toilet paper on the
yeah.
seat. Well, when I leaned over to wipe, the toilet was so like slippery and clean. The toilet paper slipped and I wasn't prepared because I was off balance and I just slipped off. Like I just hit the wall, fell between. I was like, ah! Like, lady, the girl next to me, her feet like moved over. I was like, so sorry, so sorry. I just slipped off and hit the wall. It was the worst. I was like, this is terrible. And then you just have to wait there until everybody leaves, so that nobody. And you're like, do you think about that? Like when you go, like, are they looking at my shoes? Are they gonna like be like,
Oh,
oh,
they
you're the one?
totally know your shoes.
Yeah, you're the one.
Yeah. Um, so this is off topic, but back to the shows. Welcome to the show. Remember when we went to Tennessee and we went out to all the different shows? Well, then at the end of the night, Emily couldn't get into the bar, so we took her and Nina and Grandma back to the hotel room.
We
And
did
then
sneak
you
her
and
into
I,
one. We did sneak her into one bar, and she was like, You're really sneaking me in?" And we're like, "Yeah, just come on, we got this."
yeah. We did. We got her, and it
Yeah,
worked.
she was so proud.
That was fun too. But then, so we took them back, and then you and I went out. Well, remember we went to that bar, and it was like
Yeah, we
super
went to what's his name? Kid Rock.
Kid Rock's, yeah, bar, and it was super packed. There were so many people. There was like bridal showers, and just like young people. We
I
were
feel it's like
like,
the bridal shower capital right now. Like I feel like
it
there's
really
so
is,
many. Yeah.
yeah. But we go in there and and we're dancing, having a great time, and all of a sudden Nicole stops and she goes, "Everybody, hold up!" And she throws her arms out to the side, and everybody like stops and looks over, and she holds her hand up to her ear and she's like, "I lost an earring." There was like no joke. There was like 15 people looking for
I
her ear.
that girl had her hands like on the floor under the table. I was like,
She was
"Oh,
feeling underneath the table, underneath the ledge on the floor. Like I was like, oh God,
yeah." I
oh
was
God,
like,
that's
I
enough.
like tapped the guy's inside of his legs. I was like, "Excuse me," because I'm
No,
under. I'm
no,
like,
you
"Excuse me,"
said
and he was like, "Oh." He
no,
felt
you
so
said
violated.
Carly, watch this, watch this. And you went and hit his legs, and he's like, oh, okay. He's like looking in between his legs, trying to find your earring. It was so funny.
That dude was
People,
huge. That dude was so big.
people were looking all over the place. Like there was like an old man on his knees looking for your earring. I'm
I
like,
know.
what the hell is happening right now? We are in a bar and we are shoulder to shoulder, and there's literally like 15 people
And they
or
were like
more.
$3 earrings. No, they were more than that. But they were like one of my they were like cosmetic. They weren't like real diamonds or anything. They were just gold like hoops. But I loved those earrings. I was so sad.
Everybody, hold up! Lost an earring.
That was so much fun. That trip was so much fun.
It really was.
I still get in trouble with Papa when it comes up that I snuck his granddaughter into a bar. Only,
There's worse things. It's
I know.
fine.
She wasn't drinking. We just snuck her in.
Yeah.
But it was funny because on the way home from there, she was like, you know what? Like, I think that was a pivot in her life where she realized I went from mom to like, oh, we could be friends,
Yeah.
kind of deal. And
Yeah.
she's like, I don't even need any friends. I've got you. What's our next trip? Where are we going? Like, she realized like how fun we were. And like, she's like, please, I don't need all these people. Like, because she'd never seen me in that light before. She'd only seen me as mom. So she got to see us like having fun and cutting loose and stuff. It was so fun. That trip was so fun. But we're gonna go on another trip soon with her.
Yeah.
We have to celebrate her 21st birthday, which we really sucked at with the ice storm and stuff this year. But we'll have fun. We'll make up to her.
I know. That was crazy timing, too, with that ice storm. You guys got iced in on her 21st birthday. She couldn't even go anywhere or do anything. That sucked.
It sucked. It was so bad. It was like so pitiful, but it was. But you know what? It's fine. Oh, I have to tell you the story. Such a cool story. Totally off topic, but I just don't want to forget to tell you. So, okay, having kids is expensive. Have kids, they said it'd be fun. So, nothing ever comes as like one thing. And I know you're supposed to have like the emergency fund and all that stuff for all these things, which is great. But our emergency fund had been depleted this past year with surgery and all this stuff, right? So, I have new glasses, which that's why I have these, because my prescription has gone up super high, and so I'm like, mine don't even cut it. Like, my eyes are so tired, so I'm like, no, I need these. And then Emily needs a year's worth of contacts. Jake just got contacts. And then Nate's car, the tire's low, so we go in and they're like, oh, we can't fix it because it's beyond the tread. He needs all 4 tires. Of course he does. Right? So like, boom, boom, boom. Right? $1,500 in a day. Yeah. And so I'm talking to Mom, and I'm like, yeah. So I start singing "Living on a Prayer" by Bon Jovi. And it's funny because I don't sing.
Why don't you sing it for us?
No. So that's the funny part. Is like I was
so easy.
No way. No. So I'm
living on a prayer.
No, that's not even that close. You're not even close. So I'm singing at the top of my lungs to Mom, "Living on a Prayer," right? And I said, Mom, I am totally leaning on God like a fat kid on the tilt-a-whirl. Like, that's where I'm at. That's my, like, like, you right? That's a good imagery, isn't it? Yeah. When you're the outside person and you're like, I'm so sorry. Like, you have no control. It's more awkward when you're with somebody you don't know. You're like, when you get through the third guy and you get paired with somebody, you're like, I'm so sorry. I have no control on this. That's how I feel most days.
I didn't know I was this heavy. I'm
So that's how I feel when I lean on God like that. That's my visual. So I tell Mom this. So anyway, I meet Nate at the tire store after school. I'm like, just meet me there. I'll come pay for the tires, whatever. So they always take care of us. They give us like good discounts and all that stuff. And so Jake handed me a rebate card, and he's like, I don't even know what's on this. Like, it's from here, but I don't know why we got it. I don't know what amount of money is on it or whatever. He's like, go buy yourself something nice. I'm like, yeah, thanks. So I'm at the tire place. I'm like, okay. I said, look, I'm going to swipe this, but it could be $1. It could be $100. I don't know. Like, we're going to gamble today and see what it is. So I swipe it, and it was $246 and some change.
What?
Yeah. And so the kid says that to me, right?
Yeah.
He says it's $246 and whatever, 36 cents. As he finishes, within like not even a second of him finishing his word, the radio starts playing. And Living on a Prayer has a very like very recognizable start. Yeah. And so it starts on the radio. And I look at the kid and I'm like, and Nate's standing next to me, and I'm like, if this is Living on a Prayer, I'm going to cry. And sure enough, living, it starts doing it. And I'm.
Go ahead. How does it go?
No.
You almost did it.
I know. But yeah, I mean, so the song's playing, and I'm just trying to hold back tears because it was half the tires,
Yeah.
And I'm like, and and it wasn't so much the money, but it was more of the like, girl, I got you.
God, yeah.
Yeah, because we have the money, praise Jesus, we have the money to do it, but it was like, when you pay that much and you're like, I'm trying to build up my emergency fund again, and we're entrepreneurs, so. It's a feast or famine sometimes. So we're like, I mean, it was just such a cool moment. And it was so cool that Nate recognized. He's such a good kid. Like, he always sees that. Like, I just love him so much. But so he, like, recognized it. So he's looking at me, and I'm looking at him. Because I'm like, God talks to me in songs sometimes. Like, I'll pray in the car a lot. And then the song will come on and it'll be like the words to the prayer I just asked.
Yeah.
So it was such a cool God experience. And I told Nate later, I'm like, you are so favored by God. Like, this is the luckiest kid you've ever met. Like, anytime, like, it could go to his way, it goes his way.
When he turns 18, he needs to go buy a lottery ticket. I'm not kidding.
No kid. I mean, and he does, but here's the thing, he doesn't even need a lottery ticket. Like, God favors him so much that, I mean, but he also has that charisma that everybody loves. I mean, he's got like our cousin Jimmy has that, where you just fall in love with him. He just has that. He's like Jimmy, like that, where you just fall in love with him. So it was super, super fun. So now when you hear my ringtone and it's living on a prayer, you know why.
God's got my back.
God's got me. Yeah, he's like, I got you. You're fine. Like, I'm gonna take care of it. And I'm like, got it. So, but yeah, it was super cool.
Well, that was a great show, sister.
I know, it was fun.
Laughs. Thank you for that. And not really sure what we're going to talk about next week, but sure it'll be fun.
Well, I think we're going to try to get our aunt and our mom on.
We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe we can talk them into it. That'll be fun.
Everybody's nervous to come on here. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Like, why are you so... Oh, because I'm not going to video you the whole time? Golly. I'm so sorry.
I'm not going to video you.
I mean, how embarrassing is that? It's a whole hour of me like... So it takes a lot to embarrass me.
I hope you're not getting me back this week. Is it going to be me this week?
Maybe. I don't know.
Are you getting me back? I better go check it. It's going to be me with like...
That would be freaking awesome. I wish I would have thought of that today. Dang it.
Yeah.
You're glad I'm tired, because otherwise it would have been just you, the Carly show. And you gave me such a hard time. I don't get embarrassed very easily because I'm so used to doing stupid shit. So, but that for some reason embarrassed it. Like, look at me now. My eyes are tearing.
This is an hour of you straight your face
Oh,
with a green screen.
And it was a green screen. And I look crazy because I'm like, no one's going to look at me. They're going to look at Meredith because she's a guest. And I'm like, no, I look like a crazy person. My hair's all like sticking up and stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm so embarrassed. But then it was like reconfirmation that this is why we do it, because we do stupid shit all the time like that. Like,
all the time. I know. It was perfect. It really is.
I mean, we like set it up, y'all. This is like, it's not like we just turn it on and go. Like, there's like an hour of prep before we get and start just for the electronics. Like, just for the sound, just for the picture. We had to hang, if I showed you this side of the room right now, it's this total makeshift, like, green screen. Like, it looks like there's a green ghost over here because it's just hanging on a light. Because we had to switch up the cameras and everything, so we had to hide all this stuff. I mean, it's an hour of prep. So then for me to do that, so dumb. And I even checked it to make sure we had the sound, and I didn't even look at the video. I didn't even look to see if we were all in the video. I was just like, no, we're good. We have sound. And I just moved on. So dumb.
Nobody could even see my shirt, my messed up shirt that night.
I know. And it was so messed up. That shirt was so jacked. Like, your sleeve on the one side was like 2 inches. And then on the other side, it was like 6 inches long. It was so jacked up.
It really is.
It really was.
Other measurements when they made that.
I know, and I felt so bad, like, for Meredith, because, you know, you're so nervous to be on camera, like, especially live. So to be on camera that whole time, and then I didn't even video it.
None of it.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for coming back. If you come back this week, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week. Are we? Oh, sorry about the wrong day today. I had that retreat, and so next week we're probably back on schedule, right?
Yeah, should be.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you next week. Thanks for coming. And don't forget to comment, follow, and like us. Oh, we are on TikTok now. So like our videos on TikTok. Share our videos on TikTok. Yeah, that's fun. It's Nikki and Carly, so it's easy to find. And yeah, just bear with us. We're trying to learn all this stuff. But hey, if you don't do it, it'll never get done. So even if you do it not the perfect way at first. It'll get there eventually. So I just encourage you, if there's something you're trying or you want to do, but you're afraid because it's not going to be perfect, just do it. Because look, we're not perfect, but we're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm enjoying this. This is so much fun. I have so much fun every week. So I appreciate everybody who supports us.
Yes. Thank you all. Thank y'all.
Yeah.